Next contract is orbit and return. Right here. Let's get that ready. Do love this contracts plus window. So all we got to do is put something in orbit and bring it back safely. But what I'm thinking, I had this HECS 3. This fella right here. Let's take off this whole there. Let's delete the fairing for now. And you can see the HECS 3 has, I did this, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember now, but it has a Science Junior on it, and it has a Mystery Goo on it. And I need to collect the Science Junior and a Mystery Goo in high space, but they collect samples, and what you need to do is get those samples back down to the surface, so this is a good contract for this mission. So what it's got here is the experimental storage unit. I can use that to store the results of these two experiments. And then it'll disengage. There's a heat shield here, a parachute, and then some fins to try and, I don't know, dart it. Have it dart into, you know what I might just do with these fins? I'm just looking at them. Why don't I put them on a three-way? I was just thinking they're kind of like a dart. Here, let's fix this right up. The idea is to make this kind of dart-like. There we go. Upside down. But what about if I went three-way symmetry? Maybe, because they didn't seem to work so great. Maybe three-way symmetry will make them work a little better. I don't know. Put them right in, like that. And then make them as high as they can. At least high enough that they don't look stupid. There. There we go. That looks more dart-like. We'll see if that helps as it goes back through the atmosphere the wrong way. Okay, so again, I do have a budget for this one. It needs to get into high space, and so my budget for this is 480 meters per second. And oh my gosh, I don't even have to modify this. It's already at way over that. So what we're going to do, don't care about the Atmo, is do the same thing. I'm going to take out a whole ton of fuel. 420. Can I, like, do this? Just make that empty? Yeah, that's still enough. 539. Here, what we're going to do, we're going to lose this completely. Just the fuel that's in the little pug engine's enough. 569 meters per second. We're going to reduce this thrust limiter right now because the thrust is pretty silly. There we go. There's our dude. So, this is going to be the... What am I up to? 5? Just did a 4, did I not? 5? Will that let me save that? Yep. Let's rebuild the fairing. You reuse stuff. Reuse stuff. Makes things go quick. Boom. 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 I want no experiments on here. Let's just check this to make sure. It has a telemetry report. Let's take that off. It does save you a bit of weight. There we go. Nicey nice. And also what this thing too, because the materials bay in particular uses a ton of electricity. And so what's on here is a fuel cell that I'll have to run while this thing is running, and enough hydrogen and oxygen to run the fuel cell for enough time to run the Mystery Goo experiment. These solar panels are on here just kind of as a backup, and they look, I don't know, I always like solar panels all the way around a probe body, so that's what they're there for. Okay, so what I'm thinking, because I think I'm happy with this, let's bring up my previous one that I did. That was the HECS 4. Load that. And I want to save this booster, so we're going to go to subassemblies, and this will hopefully save me some time down the road. We're going to make the pug the root part, and we're going to grab that, and we're going to chuck that into here, and we're going to call this the Swivel 1 booster. And normally I work out how much payload this thing can carry into low Kerbin orbit. Maybe I'll do that in just a little bit, but right now I just want to see if this is going to work for me for this rocket. So back comes the HECS 5, and now we'll just grab this booster. Boom. And how does that do for Delta V? It's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Let's just make sure of a couple of things here. That's good, that's good. Oh, the engines are all messed up. That makes more sense. Now, it doesn't have enough gumption. So what we're going to do, 3,371 meters per second in this booster. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, here, let's bring the root part back to the probe body. Okay, and then take this off. Whoops. Did I do something wrong? Root part, probe body. There we go. Take this off. We'll slide in another fuel can. Because remember, there was a ton of thrust on the that this had available, so I can still add more fuel. There, that's enough now. Little bit tight, little bit wimpy though on fuel. I could stick some SRBs on the side of it. That'll fix that up. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to add some SRBs. That's okay. Okay, we're going to bring this right down. Very little. I want to have the... Whoop. This is going to become an upper stage engine. I want it to have more thrust than what it has right now. Thrust of 1.99, that's pretty decent. I can live with that. Good with that. And what we're just going to do is the simple fix. Grab a couple of these. I think just 2 of them are going to be enough. And a couple of hammer boosters. There we go. What's that bring the Delta V to? We're in a funny order, aren't we? There. Oh, no. Did that wrong. There we go. 3870, so easy peasy now. Do that. I got struts now, which is, I think, kind of interesting. I have a different tech tree. It's the probe before crew tech tree. Gives you struts pretty early, which is nice. Do I have... No. I was looking to see if I have Sepratron, but nope. Okay. And what we're going to do, just slide these down just a little bit. There we go. That should be a good rocket for me. There. There. So that's why I like to keep the old boosters. Makes this all go quite a lot quicker. We can play around with stripe color. Sure. Alright, we need a lower thrust to weight ratio at launch, but other than that, I think this thing is ready to go. Let's take a look at the chat and see if anybody's noticing things that I am really overlooking. Nothing's jumping out at me. All right, I'm actually kind of inclined to just kind of go with this. Delta V is actually through the roof, but that's okay. Maybe take out a little bit. Might not be bad. I don't know why sometimes I get... No, you know what? Let's not fool around. Let's just do this. Okay, staging. Is it sensible? It is sensible. Okay, so... Yep, let's do it. And I'm not... No simulation. Let's just do it. Life on the edge. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If the SRB explodes, the rocket will fall over and be lost. That's absolutely true. Kerbalism can give you every once in a while a launch failure where one of these SRBs will just fail to ignite, and if one of them goes and the other one doesn't, well, you can fill in the rest on how that's all going to go, but we're going to go for it anyway. So here's our contract. Then we just have to get into orbit and then come back down, but we are going to go for a, let's call it a 300, a little over 250 kilometer orbit. So I think this is all ready to go. So let's do it. Oh no! You jinxed me, John. Oh, I wasn't watching close enough, but I think that was exactly what you're talking about. Oh boy, that could have gone so much worse. I believe one of those engines just didn't ignite. I don't think it got fouled up. I think one of them just didn't ignite or something. Let's get back. Let's get to the Space Center because we got to clean up this mess. Oh boy, isn't that fun? It could have been. Let's not be super quick to blame Kerbalism just yet. It could have been me. Certainly couldn't have been me, but what we'll do first is we'll recover this disaster. Okay, everything seems to be gone now. Let's go back in here. Let's just make super duper sure that that wasn't something dumb on my part. Like, that thrust is at 60.5. That thrust is at 60.5. The staging is all sensible. So I think that was just a random thing that just happened. We lost that one, but we got another one. So we can do it again. Just go? Yeah, let's just go. Just gonna go. All right. TZ. now I'm gun shy. Let's try this. This is the, well, we'll call it the 5B later. And what the heck? Okay, so there's something clearly, no, the same thing happened. The exact same thing happened. That time I saw the yellow. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. That time I saw the yellow that was on the SRB. So it failed again. Now that's not supposed to happen as often as that. Now it's happened twice in a row with the same thing. Oh my gosh. Let's recover. Wow, this one's putting up a fight, everybody. Okay. What we're gonna do, because I see some comments coming in. Let's not reduce. I'm very used to just punching the launch clamp, but let's actually do it this way. This will be safer. And actually, let's just simulate this one. So we're gonna fire off the SRBs, but not launch clamps are on a separate stage. I've never had this happen so much though. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Let's hit the space bar. Are they both going? Can't tell. I don't see this one highlighted, so there we go. See? Okay. Terminate. Launch. This is the one. Okay, we're going to do it this time. Okay, SAS on, throttle up. Come on, this one's the one. Okay. Oh, wait, let's do this staging thing again. There. And go, and go. Yay! That was a lot of work. We lost 2 of these things. Thankfully, they did no more damage than what we saw. Like, they didn't do any damage to the launch pads, what I'm trying to say. The only lost cost is the loss of the rockets. Actually, a lot of the rocket got recovered, so I don't know. I don't think I lost too much funds and all that stuff. Okay, we're about to lose those SRBs. And And I never tested this, so hopefully this will all go clean. There we go. Nicey nice. Good rocket. Okay. Are we going to be well behaved now? Not be a big dork? You're welcome. I'm sorry, is it Bedirum? The dude? For the relay network video that I did? Yes, thank you very... I actually have another one that I'm building because I'm not another tutorial video on relay networks. I'm in the middle of making it right now. So I'm hoping it will be... Not super happy with that one, but I'm hoping the next one will be a little better. Some updates on it. So I just reduced throttle again. Again, I'm not going to completely play with the throttle, but we'll reduce it a little bit. Let this keep going up. And what we're going to do is I want to end up in a 250 by, well, a little more than 250 by 250 orbit. So actually I'm going to let this keep burning until my apoapsis get around, I don't know, I'm going to call it around 270 kilometers, I think. We'll let this keep going. Here, let's put on a little bit of time warp, a little bit of physicsy warp. Alright, I might lose the fairings pretty soon, considering we're just still under thrust. So fairings, ahoy! Ugh. That was a little sketchy. Of course, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to fairings, because if I left it on the sort of confetti-style deploy, I wouldn't have this problem. But they seem to come off cleanly, so I'm okay. Alright, we are at 90 kilometers on the apoapsis. Okay, we're climbing quickly now. Take the time warp off. And almost at 200 kilometers. And, oh, 283. Okay, let's get up there. And let's see, about a minute there, let it get back on the prograde. Oh, we're in the night. You can see the lights of Kerbin below us. Can't wait till I start unlocking lights and things. Alright, just let it get really close to apoapsis because we do not have to bring up our periapsis too much. Even a little closer. Oh, I keep forgetting about ignition. Stop being that way. You know, in my other Let's Play, I have KOS, and KOS takes care of all this for me, and then I don't get, you know, just these old habits of turning off and on the thrust is going to burn me one day. Oh, ran out of fuel. That's okay. Lots in this one. Oh, of course I ran out of fuel because I was thinking of the Delta V. There we go. We're all in high space now. I was thinking of the Delta V to get into a low orbit about Kerbin, not this high space orbit around Kerbin. So it makes perfect sense that booster ran out of juice. Okay, what we're going to do is just very quickly, I'm just going to kind of put this on north, but just let's get to the light because I hate being in the dark. I know you folks can't see it very well. And I don't want to turn the ambient light up too much because I find, I don't know, everything looks really flat when you do that. There we go. Now we can see what's going on. So what we want to do is we're going to start up our fuel cell. We're going to start up our materials bay and we're going to start up our mystery goo. So they're both doing their thing. And this thing is generating electricity. So we should have, yeah, our electricity says perpetual. Oh, it keeps kind of changing, but it doesn't seem to be scary. Okay, and the materials bay takes about, does it tell me here how long it's going to take? No, so we'll click on it here. It's going to take about another 20 minutes, so we'll time warp that away. And it's busy collecting samples and gaining mass as it does this as well. You can see the mass creeping up. It's not a lot of mass, though. Where it's getting the mass from, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, but that's okay. Okay. So, Science Junior is now done. Mystery Goo is also done. We want to turn off our fuel cell. We don't need that anymore. So stop fuel cell. We can just use the solar panels now. We want to transfer all of our data here. So now if we take a look here, you can see, I like the way it highlights where this is being stored. So you can be sure, oh, our Mystery Goo. Transfer data here. There we go. Now it's all up there. Not sure what happened with that. Okay, and now we need to get this back down to the surface, and we might as well aim for the ocean out in front of the KSC. We're right over it right now, so let's time warp around. Oh, has the flags falling down thing been fixed? Just looking at the comments here in the chat. That would be certainly sweet. Okay, we're going to stop right around here. Put this on retrograde. I do have trajectories installed. So let's show the trajectory. And yeah, that's all I need to do. The descent is going to be in a retrograde direction. Yep. So we'll turn that off. And I'll show you how trajectories works. It's kind of neat. It's not crucial for this one, but when you're trying to land in a specific spot, it's just awesome. But once this periapsis hits the atmosphere, you'll see how trajectories works. Where are we at? 100. There it is. See the... Whoa! Okay, yep. A little more. Now, unfortunately, this is based upon the current configuration of this ship, and I've not staged it, so it might not be completely accurate. But what it's doing for me is showing me what its predicted path will be, taking into account aerodynamics, and putting a little X cross here saying where it thinks my landing spot will be. I got a feeling it's actually going to be short of that, because as soon as I ditch all of this stuff, I've also ditched most of the mass, and so I think this thing will slow down more quickly than Trajectories thinks it will. But that's okay. All right. That's a pretty view. Let's go to the atmosphere. Okay, we'll stage away all of that stuff. Put this onto retrograde. Surface. Parachute is armed. That is good. I never tested this falling down from as high an altitude as I just did. So hopefully this won't turn into being a mistake. We're gonna find out. And we're just going to keep this locked on the surface retrograde vector. The reaction wheels in the probe body's taking care of that for me, but that should keep this profile nice. And even though it'd be nicer to have a bit of a bigger heat shield, I think. Yeah, here's where it gets scary. Okay, so we're getting some temperature gauges, but those are on the fins. The fins can blow up. I don't care about the fins. I mean, they're nice to have, but they're not a must-have. It's not like if the parachute blows up. And come on, hang on. I saw a little bit of jiggle-jaggling happening there. Not sure why. Oh, I know why, because I've lost... No, I don't know why. Don't know why there was some... You know what? Let's take the time warp off. It's making me a little nervous. This trajectory, yeah, see how Trajectories has updated its prediction now. It was around here. Now it's here. That's okay. That's why I stopped a little. I think this is going to be fine. I think we're good. This is like a dart from God. God is playing lawn darts. Why don't I use the return capsule? You mean the crewed return capsule? Rob, is that what you're referring to? The crewed one? I don't have a crewed return capsule yet. This is pros before crew, so I don't have that. I think this is the only thing I have that actually stores science other than the science equipment. Oh, I guess I can store data in the probe bodies. Okay, that went fine. Yep, everything is coming up great. This should be a good chunk of science. We'll check where I'm at with science when this is all said and done. Okay. Yay, it didn't blow up this time. Had a lot of issues getting off the pad. Coming back once that all happened seemed to be fine. Oh, it's falling so slowly. I am at 4 times speed. I do not think Kerbalism can make parachutes fail. Thank goodness. There we go. And don't... Oh, it's sinking. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. I got it. All right. So we are at 85 science. I need to be at 90. I need to be at 90 to get the... Oh, wait. No, I'm not. That's what I got. I got 121 science. 121 science for me. And that's going to give me propulsion systems, all kinds of little engines and fuel tanks and everything else that makes me a happy camper. So I'm grabbing that one right now. As well, we have 381,000 curb bucks, so I feel good upgrading the administrative building to tier 2. I cannot believe this is always the last thing that I upgrade in my regular games, and now it's like one of the earlier things I'm upgrading. And that allows me to get what I was looking at before, to boldly go. Let's grab that one. So now every time, yeah, I'm happy with that. Every time I get science from a different biome, I get an extra 15,000 curb bucks. And I have very little science from about the moon.